Is exactly the trick for most of us this week, and I hope you're not in pain this week. I hope you're not in physical pain. I hope you're in good health, but maybe you're in mental, emotional stress of some kind, upset, or maybe you're going to be, because we're all going to be at different points. It's just part of life. But when there is some sort of problem that you cannot resolve on your own, in order to get the help that you need, you've got to be willing to admit it. And even if it's not killing you, right? Even if it doesn't seem like the worst thing ever, it can still be too much. It can still be something that you need someone else's help with. And in order to get that help, other people, like my doctor, other people are so willing to help, right? La otra gente como mi doctor están tan dispuestos a ayudarnos cuando podemos admitir que necesitamos la ayuda. Other people are so willing to help us when we are able to admit that we need help. Hola friends, hi amigos, ¿cómo están? How are you all doing? Bienvenido al episodio 97 de Spanish Saturday. Welcome to episode 97 of Spanish Saturday. It's actually on Saturday in vivo esta vez. We're live on Saturday. How are you? How has your week been? ¿Cómo te fue la semana? Yo soy Nikki. Una coach de la vida y del aprendizaje de idioma de inglés y de español. Y vamos a tener una conversación bilingüe esta noche o este día cuando estás mirando esto. Y también yo voy a tratar de poner junto mi nueva lámpara, mi nueva luz para mi oficina. Entonces estamos en mi oficina esta noche. So welcome to my office. That's where we are. We are sitting on the floor tonight. And we're going to have a little bilingual convo about our weeks. And you can work on your second language skills and get a little life coaching. And from me, Nikki, your life and language coach. And I'm also going to be trying to assemble my new office lamp at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. This looks complicated. Esto se ve muy complicado. A ver, puedes ver aquí en la caja. No puedes ver. Oh, no, permiso, pero mi luz no dobla así. My stand is just not going to bend that way for you. Sorry. Anyway, how has your week been? Let me know. Drop me a comment. Let me know how you're doing. Dime en un comentario, por favor, cómo estás esta semana. I have been in a lot of pain this week, unfortunately. Yo he sentido muy adolorida. Yo he experimentado mucho dolor esta semana en mi espalda y en mi cuello. I've been having pain in my neck and my back this week. I just woke up with it. I didn't do anything crazy. I just woke up on Monday in a lot of pain. Solo que me levanté, no hice nada, no me lastimé, pues que yo sé, pero me levanté el lunes por la mañana con mucho dolor de la espalda y con el cuello y por el viernes ya no estaba mejor. It wasn't better by Friday, which I was totally expecting it to just go away on its own, and then it didn't. So here's what I have been reflecting on this week that I want to talk to you about as a result of being in pain for no real reason. Entonces, esto es de lo que quiero hablar contigo esta noche, después de pensar en mi semana y experimentar todo este dolor sin saber por qué exactamente. Primero, cada vez que yo tengo dolor, siempre me hace darme cuenta de lo agradecida que era o que estaba. Lo agradecida, no, me hace darme cuenta de lo afortunado que yo era de no tener el dolor antes en mi vida. So this is lesson number one. Is every time that I find myself, under the weather or in pain or anything like that, my first reaction is to suddenly realize just how fortunate and how blessed I was not to have had pain of any kind, not to have had discomfort, not to have had anything going on up until that moment. And so my number one reaction is always gratitude, and nothing makes me appreciate being healthy or being pain-free like getting sick or having some pain. Entonces, siempre es mi reacción que cada vez que yo tengo un resfriado o yo me siento dolor de algún tipo, siempre la primera cosa es que yo tengo muchísimo gratitud para todos los días y los momentos en que yo no tenía este dolor o en que yo no estaba enferma, de que yo estaba de salud perfecta antes de aquel momento. Y siempre cuando el dolor o la flu o lo que sea, cuando se disminuya, entonces yo siento mucho más agradecida. So always, there's like this gift of any kind of temporary lack of health, any kind of temporary sickness, temporary pain, that just causes me to be so grateful for all the time that I wasn't in pain, that I wasn't sick before, and also for when I regain my health, when I regain my strength. It feels so good, right? It feels like a new lease on life. Me parece como una segunda oportunidad de agradecer completamente toda la buena salud y el salud de mi cuerpo, el salud físico que yo tengo. Y eso aplica también a salud y el dolor también, que no es físico, que es mental, que es emocional. This also applies to things that aren't just about physical health, although that's what I've been feeling this week. But, you know, when you're brokenhearted, when you've got something really sad going on, when you've got pain of any kind in your life, there's always this immediate reaction of gratitude for all the times that I wasn't feeling like that. So, you know, that's nice. There's a lot of gratitude, but oftentimes, hola chica, hola hermana, ¿cómo estás? How are you, sister? I wanted to apologize for not getting our sister chat in this week because I was distracted by my own pain. Yo quería disculparme a ti por no llamarte esta semana para hablar con mi hermana porque yo tenía dolor y yo estaba distraída por mi propio dolor. So, you know, it's nice to be it's nice to be grateful, but grateful is kind of like the before and the after. Like, it's hard to be really, really grateful, you know, when I'm in pain, when I'm sick, anything like that. I am doing better now, thank you. Estoy mucho mejor en este momento porque tengo los analgésicos. I've gotten painkillers, so I'm feeling much better. I am just feeling a little loopy, a little tired, or actually really tired because of the painkillers. Solo que yo me siento muy cansada por todos los analgésicos que me recetaron en la oficina del doctor. Yo he estado durmiendo un poco más y es un poco difícil concentrar y seguro que me voy a dormir temprano esta noche. I'm sure I'm going to bed like after this episode. But so gratitude is like this before and after, right? Oh my gosh, this is heavy. Es tan pesado. Es el base de mi lámpara. This is the base of my new lamp. And in the moment, though, in the moment of being in pain, that's pretty much all I can focus on. I'm pretty self-centered when it comes to being sick, when it comes to being in pain. It's nice to get distractions, which is why I put on my stories, I said, hey guys, like, tell me something happy, because it's nice to get distractions so you're not thinking about your own pain, but it is pretty all-consuming. Entonces, otra lección que yo he aprendido, o que yo sé de cuando yo estoy enfermo o cuando tengo dolores, que siempre solo puedo concentrar en mi propio dolor. Es difícil concentrar en otras tareas y por eso yo puse en mis historias una invitación a mis amigos para decirme algo feliz, porque quiero las distracciones de mi dolor, quiero enfocar en algo más y en algo más feliz. Pero eso del dolor, había una gran lección para mí, porque yo no había ido al doctor en más que un año desde que empezó, desde que antes de empezar la pandemia del coronavirus. So, the big lesson for me this week, I had not been to the doctor in over a year. before this. I had not been since before the coronavirus pandemic started. And this was my first time going to the doctor this week in quite a while. Fue la primera vez que yo fui al doctor en un rato, en un gran rato, esta semana. Para manejar, para pedir analgésicos para mi dolor. I went to ask for painkillers. I went to say, hey, this pain has gotten to a point that I cannot hang, I can't manage it, please help me. Ooh, this one's hard. Entonces, so what was the big deal with that? It's interesting. As much as like I had been really struggling with how much pain I was feeling when I was on my own and at home, and I was just complaining. I was crying because I was like, it just hurts so bad. I can't focus on anything else. When I got to the doctor's office, it was really hard to phrase it like that. Like I wanted to downplay it and be like, hey, clearly I'm not dying. Like clearly I'm okay. And it was really hard not to just be like, oh, you know, it's fine. It's just a little bit of pain. But I had to admit that there was a problem, and I had to admit the extent of the problem in order to get help. Because if I just told the doctor, oh, you know, I'm just here to say hi, it's not a big deal, I'm not really feeling that much pain, then she'd probably be like, oh, well, then you don't really need painkillers. Nice to see you. Have a good night. I had to admit my problem, even though it felt a little uncomfortable, even though it felt a little bit like a weakness, even though it felt maybe a little bit embarrassing. To be like, hey, this isn't killing me. This isn't so extreme, but it's gone beyond what I can manage on my own, and I need help. And that is how I got the good stuff. By actually describing my pain accurately and saying, hey, I can't keep going. I can't go back home like this. It's too much for me to handle. And of course, the doctor, she's there because she wants to help me. She's there for that purpose. She's there. She gave me everything I needed. She took good care of me. Now I can handle everything that I'm feeling in my body this week. Entonces, la gran lección para mí con este dolor de esta semana es que cuando yo fui al doctor, por primera vez en mucho tiempo, yo tenía que admitirle que yo tenía dolor y que yo tenía bastante dolor para merecer unos analgésicos. Y fue un poco difícil para mí, aunque yo estaba en mi casa, yo estaba miserable y llorando por el dolor cuando llegué a la oficina del doctor. Yo quería decir como, oh, no, estoy bien, no me muero, no estoy muriendo, solo, es un poquito dolor. Pero si yo hubiera dicho solo esto, que yo estaba bien y que solo fue un poco de dolor, probablemente el doctor no habría querido darme algo de analgésico porque el problema no le parecería tan grande, ¿verdad? Entonces, para solucionar el problema, para recibir la ayuda que yo necesité, yo tenía que admitir la extremidad de mi pena y yo tenía que admitir que yo no pude manejarlo por mí propio. Y esto, creo, aplica a muchos de nosotros, que no estamos contentos con la situación que tenemos en nuestra casa, en nuestras vidas, por nosotros solos, pero es difícil admitirle a alguien más que necesitamos ayuda y a cuál extent necesitamos la ayuda, cuán importante es para nosotros. Pero es exactamente lo que necesitamos hacer para recibir la ayuda, aunque nos causa un poco de vergüenza, aunque nos hace un poco incómoda, como lo hizo para mí en la oficina del doctor. De verdad, yo me sentí un poco ridículo diciendo, por favor, tengo demasiado dolor que no puedo tolerar. Porque en ese momento yo no estaba llorando, en ese momento no estaba muriendo, pero era demasiado para mí. And I think that is exactly the trick for most of us this week, and I hope you're not in pain this week. I hope you're not in physical pain. I hope you're in good health, but maybe you're in mental, emotional stress of some kind, upset, or maybe you're going to be, because we're all going to be at different points. It's just part of life. But when there is some sort of problem that you cannot resolve on your own, in order to get the help that you need, you've got to be willing to admit it. And even if it's not killing you, right? Even if it doesn't seem like the worst thing ever, it can still be too much. It can still be something that you need someone else's help with. And in order to get that help, other people, like my doctor, other people are so willing to help, right? La otra gente como mi doctor están tan dispuestos a ayudarnos cuando podemos admitir que necesitamos la ayuda. Other people are so willing to help us when we are able to admit that we need help. And that might look like, me being a language coach, that might look like someone who finally admits that Duolingo is not cutting it for them and they're not actually getting fluent in the way that they want it to be, and they need to talk to someone and say, hey, I'm not doing this on my own. I could use some help. And it might look like dealing with any kind of trauma from the past. It might look like some real deep healing that needs to happen, and it might look like admitting, hey, I need help. I need someone else I can talk to about this. I need someone else who can help me get past this. And it might look like going to a therapist. It might look like so many different things. But if you're not happy with what's going on, if you're in pain of some kind, you have a problem, and it's gone beyond what you can tolerate, what you can manage on your own, then please know that the first thing you're going to need to do is you're going to need to admit that there's a problem. You're going to need to talk about what's going on. You're going to need to admit that you need help in order to get it. And then know that other people are so ready to help you. But first you got to tell them there's a problem. Entonces, esto fue mi gran mensaje para el episodio hoy, que siempre hay otros que están dispuestos para ayudarte cuando tienes dolor físico, mental, emocional, cuando tienes un problema, pero el primer paso que necesitas tomar es admitirles que tienes un problema y que también que es más que puedes solucionar por ti mismo, que necesitas ayuda de otra persona, que necesitas sus ideas, que necesitas la ayuda de una terapista, que necesitas la ayuda de una maestra, de un coach, de algo. Puede ser, los ejemplos que yo di en inglés fueron un estudiante que está usando Duolingo y por fin admita que, pues, yo no estoy logrando la fluidez que quiero con este app. No quiero hacerlo solo. O una persona que está tratando con un dolor grande emocional mental del pasado y que no puede seguir adelante sin pensar en esto y necesita la ayuda de un terapista o de un terapeuta, que esto depende del tipo de ayuda que necesitas. Para mí esta semana fue el doctor, pero en otras semanas es la ayuda de amigas, es la ayuda de terapeutas, es la ayuda de mi esposo, es otros tipos de ayuda, depende del tipo de dolor que tienes. You're always going to need some different kind of help from different people depending on the type of pain and the type of problem that you have, right? There is not one single person that can solve all your problems. You're going to need to go to the right person for help when you do have a problem. But step number one is admitting it. So I just want to encourage you in that if there's anything that you are not happy with, that is causing you pain, that is causing you upset, I want to encourage you to take that first step of admitting it to someone else and asking for help this week. Entonces, te animo, mis amigos, los animo a admitir si no estás totalmente contento o feliz con una situación esta semana. Les animo, yo hice otra vez, los animo a admitir el problema, pero de pedir ayuda de otra persona, admitir el problema a otra persona. No solo a ti mismo, no solo en tu diario, pero a otra persona real. Muy bien. Muchísimas gracias, mis amigos, por ayudarme a construir mi nueva lámpara. Está casi completa para mi oficina. Thank you so much for helping me to build my new lamp for my office and in joining me in this episode from the floor of my office. Que tengan una muy buena noche. Have a wonderful night. Have a wonderful week. Espero que no tengan dolor. I hope you are not in pain this week. I hope I am not in further pain this week. Espero no tener más dolor yo también. Pero de todos modos, seguimos adelante porque podemos admitir cuando necesitamos ayuda. But we'll keep on moving forward no matter what because we are brave and strong and can ask for help when we need it. Have a wonderful week, and I will see you next Saturday in the next episode of Spanish Saturday. We're almost to 100 and changes are coming. Nos vemos el próximo fin de semana en el próximo episodio de Spanish Saturday. Estamos casi al episodio 100 y hay nuevos cambios que vienen. Muy bien. Buenas noches, mis amigos. Good night.